Cross-Malkin, and it would not go! Michael Del Zotto just saved a goal! He finds Del Zotto!
And welcome to the Philly Hockey Guys episode. What are we calling this? 2.5?
Yeah, 2.5. Not a full episode. It's just a short little update episode as we get you ready for episode 3, which will be on a bit of a delay. Ken's going to be going away on vacation next week.
Yep, be on vacation next week, so we'll have episode 3, probably the week of the 27th.
So be on the listen for that. Real quick, before we jump into episode 2.5, want to give a special shout out and thank you to everybody on Reddit Flyers that's been interacting with us over the past few days, as well as our SoundCloud page, Twitter, and now we also have a Facebook page as well, so you can just look up Philly Hockey Guys Podcast on Facebook. Go ahead and pop a like on that, and then you'll get all the up-to-date information about the show. All
right, well, let's get into this episode since we're doing it here on kind of short notice because we had some breaking news yesterday.
Yes, we did, and, well, we kind of got the 2 or 3 year deal that we were kind of hinting at on episode 2 concerning Michael Del Zotto, signed for a 2-year deal.
2-year deal. I was way off on the money. It looks like he's getting, $7.75 million total for the 2-year deal, so it works out to a 3.875 average. Not bad when you really think about it and you put it up against the market right now.
Or if you compare it to Andrew McDonald's contract. Speaking of which, now that this signing has been made, short-term, 2-year deal for Del Zotto, is another move coming?
Well, I was looking at Hockey Buzz earlier today, and I know we always like to rip on Eklund because he's always out there with rumors. But he's saying that he heard earlier today that the Flyers were preparing to move aggressively to deal another big salary that could be McDonald, possibly Luke Schenn, or even Mark Streit.
Now, obviously, the one that I'm, less enthusiastic to part with is Streit, but you got to think he was our best defenseman, and you could get a pretty good return for him.
He's got more value than I think Luke Schenn. He's definitely got more value than Andrew McDonald,
who I think wants to secretly play for the Penguins, which I'd be okay with.
Yeah, did you see that picture earlier this week hanging out with Sidney Crosby?
Yeah.
What is that about?
Kind of reminds me of that scene from the Mighty Ducks 2 where they see Gordon Bombay eating ice cream with the Iceland chick.
Yeah.
I'm like, it just feels weird, man. I think maybe he's just, trying to get himself dealt. And you never know. I mean, Hextall and Hextall, they might have something up their sleeve. Now, out of the 3 of those defensemen that we talked about, I said you'd probably get the most return for Streit. Who do you think we would wind up dealing out of those 3? Streit, Schenn, or McDonald?
I think Luke Schenn is probably the most movable. He's only got 1 year left on his deal. It's less than $4 million on the cap.
Yeah, 3.6.
3.6.
Yeah.
So I think he's probably attractive to move. I don't know what you'll get in return. Maybe a late round pick. I'm not sure.
I'll just take an order of crab fries. It's all about cap relief at this point.
The thing that now concerns me is we have 8 defensemen on the roster, under contract on the roster. None of these, including all the young guys like Provorov, Ghost, Morin, Sanheim, Hag. Do any of those guys actually make the team?
Apparently, Sam Morin was really impressive at prospect camp, as well as Ivan Provorov, wherein Broad Street Hockey, a few people from there went down to that and said they think he's the real deal. So one of those guys do have a chance at making the team. I mean, Hextall didn't dismiss it completely.
Well, Hextall said after the signing of Del Zotto yesterday that there's parts that you can't move and other parts you can. Nobody is boxed out, but I will repeat what I said before. They are going to have to come in and earn it, whether a defenseman or a forward.
And going back to Michael Del Zotto, as he was recently re-signed for a 2-year deal with us. Last year, let's talk about his stats. Del Zotto, only 25 years old, turned his career around, rejuvenated himself a bit, registering 10 goals and 32 points in about 22 minutes a game, and blocked 128 shots, second on the club. I believe
stat shocked me. I didn't think he blocked that many shots last year.
Yeah.
So now that you kind of look at the numbers, the financial numbers, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, that's really not a bad deal. Yes, it's a little bit over the estimated price tag that we did talk about on episode 2, so check that out if you haven't yet. Download it on iTunes and subscribe. A little bit higher, but I think it also is almost a token of good faith that Hextall has belief in Del Zotto's abilities to have yet another great season with the Flyers.
Well, I saw a lot of people out there saying that the Del Zotto signing is now a bridge to the future, along with the Nick Schultz signing. Remember, that was for only 2 years.
Sure.
So can you imagine this defense in a couple years when all these guys are up, if they develop the way we think they're going to develop?
Well, I mean, did you watch? You did. Yeah. I sent it to you. We watched it together. That video of Morin at development camp, he is just a monster, towering over people.
I think we both said at the same time, my God, is he huge.
Yeah, there was actually a point in the video of Morin at development camp. He's he first off, he does a great job of keeping the puck away from the net, which is fantastic. But he basically lifts a dude. I think it's Radil Fizlev.
Is that who it was?
I think so. And he basically pretty much almost lifts him up off the
ice.
He does.
There's a good 6 inches off the ice, I think he goes. If you haven't seen it yet, you got to check it out.
We also posted that, I believe, yesterday on our Twitter account, so follow that at Philly Hockey Guy, because once again, they would not give us an S, those bastards. Let's stay on the subject of defensemen. We do have a lot of defensemen coming up for the year. Let's not forget, we did wind up getting a right-handed defenseman in exchange for Braden Coburn. Radko Gudas, another Czechoslovakian player, friend of Jake Voracek's. How do you feel he's going to do coming up this season?
I almost forgot about him because he was hurt at the end of last season, and you see everything else that the Flyers have been doing, and then you look at the defenseman, you see him there, and I think, you know what? That's another piece that could help this team maybe get back to the playoffs.
Yeah, Gudas is a kind of player that he can energize a team. He hits hard. Not only that, but the dude can grow one hell of a beard. And it's impressive, and I like it. That's why I want the Flyers to make the playoffs this year, because I want to see how long that son of a bitch can get.
But, as of right now, outside of McDonald and Luke Shen, I feel pretty good about the defense.
I've got to agree with you. And, of course, goaltending isn't even an issue anymore.
No, going back to the Morin video,
yeah.
Steve Mason has to watch that and go, oh, I cannot wait for this.
Yeah, Steve Mason is going to get a lot of help with these defensive prospects, especially with Morin. I still can't get over how big this guy is. And Provorov, too. Provorov has been just playing really, really well. He's a guy that he makes great decisions with the puck. He can move it fast. All of the facets that it seems like Hextall Jim Duggan is looking for with his new team. So we'll wrap up episode 2.5 in just a little bit. Also, got to stress this once again. We are on Facebook. Also follow us on Twitter. And coming soon, because this was suggested by our UK Flyers listener, Mavadinho on Reddit Flyers, we will begin to start having more involvement with the Reddit Flyers community. We're just getting our legs underneath us. Soon we'll have questions to Reddit Flyers and vice versa. And also maybe some fun chances for some of our Flyers fans and followers to win some Flyers prizes from the show.
We're working on that right now.
So be on the lookout for that. You could score yourself some sweet Flyers gear from the Philly Hockey Guys podcast. Just keep listening for that. And make sure to follow us on Twitter and tell a friend about the show, too. We'd certainly appreciate it.
Hey, just a quick note before we go. Congratulations to Lou Nolan, going to be inducted into the Philadelphia Hall of Fame. Of course, the longtime public address announcer for the Flyers, one of the best out there.
As broadcasters, we have to give our respect to broadcasters, and I absolutely love Lou Nolan.
So congratulations, Lou!
Again, special thanks to everybody that's interacted with us, given us comments, suggestions, other things like that. We hear you, and we will respond to you. So follow us on Twitter. We'll follow you back, and also check out our new Facebook page as well.
All right, thanks for listening. Now check out our Game of the Week. We go back to April when we beat up on those Pittsburgh Penguins.
I'm excited for that. We'll talk to you again soon for Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
For Andy Robb, I'm Ken Prell. See ya.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
And it is Malkin winning the first face-off and controlling to Martin, and it crossed to Ben Lovejoy. Shot by Spaulding, rebound. Oh, and how did that not go? On the rebound by Adams, it was Mason. Spectacular. Poked on back by Shen. Carefully stopped by Strike. Walks on. Handed it across. Voracek, he scores! Inside the four-man box, took the pass. He's got Crosby nearby. To the front. Martin. Mason stopped it. Another one he stopped, and it's Pouliot again. Then back to Cole. Side of the net play. Malkin threw one. Oh, and Mason came up with it.
That's a story that won't go away now. Steve Mason is playing like he's playing for keeps.
Able to tip it away back to Chorney. Chorney looks it over and shoots one. Blocked away by the pad of Mason. Rebound, and he made another stop. And then one is off the iron. He's got a snow angel and the puck underneath. And Schultz is able to play one. Lovejoy tried to keep it. It's onside. Here's Malkin feeding. Como threw it across Malkin, and it would not go.
Michael Zotto just saved a goal.
Drive. Blocked around in front. Taken along by Malkin. Malkin able to play to the outside, drifting with it now. Across for a drive by Lovejoy that is blocked and covered by Mason. White tucked it behind Couturier. Couturier swung one in front. Scored! It is White. It is 3-1.
Well, for one team, it's all kinds of fun and giggles. And for the other team, it's soul-searching time.
Locals in Philadelphia have talked about the Hextall plan. And they realize this is suffering right now, but they believe in the plan, at least the ones we've talked to that aren't employed by the team, but help employ the team because they buy the tickets. This game is over.
Thanks for listening to the Philly Hockey Guys podcast. Follow us today on Twitter at Philly Hockey Guy, subscribe on iTunes, and check us out on SoundCloud and YouTube.